Hello and welcome everyone. So in today's lecture we will be dealing with what is the purpose of resistors in the circuit, what is the purpose of resistors and the significance of Ohm's law. Okay. So in today's lecture we will be dealing with the physical significance of each and every concept. Okay. So to start with the resistors. Okay. What exactly is a resistor? Okay. So in each and every circuit you might have seen this kind of symbol, right? So this kind of symbol, this is a symbol of a resistor never look like this, understand, this is just a symbolic representation. Each and every circuit, resistor is a very important element. Okay, it's a very important element. So before starting resistors in a circuit, we need to understand what are active elements or active devices and passive devices in a circuit. Understand this concept first. So what do you mean by active devices and passive devices in a circuit? Active devices are those devices who needs an external power supply to work. For example, a battery. They need a battery or any external power source, DC source or AC source, whatever source, but they need that kind of source to in order to perform their function. For example, you have TV, okay, you have your fan, you have your toaster, right? So all much more example you can see in your domestic life. So all of these things cannot operate without an external power source. Can your TV function properly when there is load shedding? No, absolutely not. So unless and until you attach some external power source, they cannot function. So TV, fan, toaster are the best example of it. Okay. What do you mean by passive devices? Passive devices are those who do not require any external supply. Are you following? They absolutely do not require any kind of external power supply. Okay. So the best example is say resistors, transformers, transformers. What you have you seen transformers? Transformers are those who are located in the society itself. Okay, a big society, there is a box which is protected by a compound. That is a transformer. Rectifiers, capacitors are the best example of passive devices. These kind of devices are also empirical elements of circuit. Without them, circuit cannot be completed. Okay, so this is known as passive devices. So resistors comes under the category of passive device. So what do you mean by passive device? Resistors do not require battery or any external supply to work. Okay. Now we'll understand what is the purpose of resistor. What is the exact function of resistor? Okay. So if you read your textbook properly, you can come across that resistors. What they do, they try to block the current, but that's not the case. Absolutely, it's totally a misconception. Okay, it's a total misconception. Resistors never block the current. Okay, if the current is blocked, current get accumulated and it converts them to heat. So resistors will melt on the spot. Okay, are you following it? So we will understand what is the purpose of resistor by a very good example. For example, imagine this is a tank. Imagine this is a tank. Okay, and this is the outlet of a tank. Okay, this is the outlet of a tank. So this outlet pipe has certain diameter d. Okay, and this is another tank. Okay, this is another tank. Okay, but having some thinner diameter of pipe. Okay, say d dash. Okay, so they have same amount of water level. They have a same amount of water level like this. They have same amount of water level, and water is coming out. Water is coming out through them. Okay, water is coming out through this tank. So the level of water like this is the total level of water. This is again a total level of water. So this level of water till here we can call it as voltage or potential difference. Okay, this is voltage or potential difference. The more the water level, more if the water level is very high, then more amount of water will come out through this pipe. If here water level is more high or the voltage is high, more level of water will come, more amount of water will come through this pipe. Now imagine, now we are getting towards the core. Understand this. Okay, so this diameter is greater than this diameter. If the diameter of this pipe is more amount of water will flow. This water, imagine this water is nothing but electrons, and electrons are flowing means what is generating? If electrons are flowing means what is generating? Current is generating. Okay, so through this large diameter of pipe, more amount of current will flow, more amount of water will flow. Okay, getting it? Means you can say it is having 1 ohm of resistance. Getting it? So if I reduce this pipe, reduce the diameter of this pipe, See, this is voltage same. Water means electrons are flowing, means current is generated, current is flowing. Okay, so less amount of water will pass through this, pipe. Why? Because the diameter is less. Hence we can say that the resistance offered by this diameter of pipe is 2 ohm. So if I go on reducing the diameter of pipe, the resistance will go on increasing and the flow of the current will be reduced. Understanding? Now just tell me, is the pipe blocking the current? Absolutely not. It's just slowing down the flow. Have you imagined the slow moving traffic? Understand this term, slow moving traffic. Okay, what is the purpose of resistor? It turns the electrons into a slow moving traffic. Okay, it doesn't block it. If it is blocking, for example, if I am blocking this pipe, okay, what will happen? Water will try to accumulate. Water will accumulate in this tank and it will burst the tank. Are you following it? So resistors that never stop the current, never try to block the flow of current. What it tries to do, it slows the moving traffic, it slows the movement of the electrons. For example, if I go on reducing this diameter, the amount of water coming out through this pipe will be less. Means what? The amount of current flowing through it will be less. Have you understood? I hope you understood what is the purpose of resistors now. Okay, so this is the purpose of resistors. Now moving on, what happens? Now moving on towards the Ohm's law. Ohm's law. It's a very typical question asked in examination. Ohm's law says that V, voltage, is directly proportional to current. Voltage is directly proportional to current. Okay, means the amount of, if I change the voltage, current will be directly proportional. Means what? What do you mean by direct proportionality? Direct proportionality means what? The graph is linear. What do you mean by linear? You might have studied in standard 10th chapter number 1, that is graph polynomials. Okay, in polynomials you learn what is graph, what is exponential graph. Okay, what is the curve graph? Means what? If I plot the values of V and I on the graph, I will get a linear line. Are you following it? So to balance out this equation, we introduce a constant of proportionality Ri. So what is R? R is resistance and V is voltage and I is current. So V is equal to IR is nothing but Ohm's law. But what is the physical significance of Ohm's law? Okay, understand this. Ohm's law is only and only applicable when V and I are in phase. Okay, getting it? If you study further, you have to study VI characteristics. Are you following it? Okay, we have to study VI characteristics. Means what? There is the characteristics of voltage and current. According to the graph, there are much more variations in it. So this is only applicable when voltage and current are linear, will follow linear relationship. Okay, this is known as Ohm's law. Okay, from Ohm's law we can calculate the value of current. R is equal to V by I. Okay, getting it? Means how we can derive by unit. 1 ohm of current resistance is nothing but 1 volt by 1 ampere. Okay, are you following it? So this is nothing but the physical significance of resistance. Okay, so physical significance of resistance, we can what you can say, we can see much more in terms of conduction. How it? I hope you have understood this. So moving on to the next example. Resistance is directly proportional to the length of the conducting material and inversely proportional to the area. This area is what this area is called as cross sectional area. Understand it? This is simple mensuration. Cross sectional area. There are two types of area: surface area and cross sectional area. Cross sectional area means what? For example, if I cut this pen and look like this, I will see a circle. That circle is cross sectional area. So cross sectional area of a wire. For example, this is a wire. If I cut the wire, cross sectional area of the wire will be pi by 4 d square. Okay, it will be a circle. Are you following it? Okay, so understand this. R is directly proportional to L by A. Okay, hence we can say that R is equal to, now we are introducing a constant of proportionality. This is rho, a Greek letter rho. L by A, where rho is nothing but resistivity of a material. So resistivity is independent of current, voltage. It depends on nothing. It is a materialistic property. Understand this. Okay, getting it? So there might be a chart in your book, you can refer that. Okay, so resistivity of every material changes according to it. It's a materialistic property that depends on nothing. Okay, are you following it? So we have two equations of resistance. Resistance is this one and resistance is equal to V by I. Okay, so you can clearly see that current and resistance have inverse relation. If current increases, resistance decreases, and if I increase resistance, current will be decreased. Okay, getting it? Hence current also decreases like this. See, current is also inversely proportional to the cross section area. That's why wire are made up thin. So thin wire, if the wire is thin, means what? A cross sectional area is less and resistance will be more. If the cross sectional area, see, if we have thick wire, so cross sectional area will be more and resistance will be less. Okay, so if the resistance is less, understand this, we are coming here. If the resistance is less, who will be more? Current will be more. Okay, getting it? So if you become electrical engineer in future, what you try to do, you always try to reduce current. Why you always try to reduce the current? Because of this heat equation, H is equal to I square RT. Okay, so when the current increases, the heat energy increases. Are you following it? We will try to derive this equation in the coming lecture. Don't worry, just for the time being, keep in mind this equation, that is heat generation in wire or heat generated in any system. So when current increases, heat increases exponentially. See, if current increases by square amount, heat also increases by that one, because heat is H is directly proportional to I square. Are you following that? Okay, so that's why wires are always kept, wires cross sectional area of the wire is always less, so that resistance is more. If the resistance is more, what will happen? Resistance is more. See, if more resistance means voltage will be also more, because R and V are also directly proportional to each other. Okay, I hope you are following it. But there is a contradiction when the application is of heat, when the application is of heating. For example, say heaters, heating coil, है ना, heating coil, iron, toaster, oven. Okay, so all these applications requires heat. Okay, what are their output? Heating coil. If heating coil is not heating, what's the use of that? If iron is not heating, what's the use of that? Oven is not getting its temperature, what is the use of that? Okay, so what are their sole purpose? Their sole purpose to provide heat energy. Okay, so in this case, purposely the designer, what the electrical engineer, what they try to do, they try to keep the diameter of the wire as high as possible. Why? Because the diameter is high, the cross sectional area will be more. If the cross section, understand the relation. If cross sectional area is more, the resistance will be less. If the resistance is less, what will happen? Current will be more. By the relation, current will be more, and if current will be more, then the equation H is equal to I square RT. Okay, means what is this? If current is more, then heat will be also more. Are you following this equation? Okay, getting it? So this is the only purpose of resistors, which is provided in each and every circuit. I hope you have followed what is Ohm's law, what is the purpose of resistors. So in the coming lectures, we will deal more interesting topics about physics. Don't worry. Okay, if you have any comment, if you have any doubt, you can surely fill in the comment box. Okay, we'll meet later. Have a nice day.